Hi, I'm Zane with Zane Engineers Life. So there's a lot of people out there reaching out, and they want to know, how do I know when enough is enough? When should I tell my boss to shove it? Well, before we even start, if they're doing a bunch of illegal stuff, and remember, I'm not a workplace lawyer here, so I really have no idea what's legal or illegal or not for all the places people are watching this from. And I have no idea if you're at will or contract or employment status. But I will say if it's illegal or unethical or especially unsafe, if some of that is going on, well, sometimes you just have to walk out, like right then. And you may just have to deal with whatever comes from you walking out right then. As an engineer, sometimes you're ethically bound where if you see something, you have to speak up. And again, think about it. Nothing's worth jail time or working in subhuman conditions, especially your safety. If your safety is ever in question, that's one of the things that I would consider immediately walking out. So assuming that's not the case, then hopefully this and a few other videos I'm putting together will help you prepare for this what-if scenario in case you ever face it. So illegal, unethical, or unsafe, whatever your line in the sand, don't cross it. You might just have to leave and report them. Okay, so let's say there's none of that going on. Let's just assume you're where most people are. Your boss is a jerk, work totally blows, maybe you're not getting paid enough, it's not fulfilling, the hardest thing to do is get up in the morning, and your mental and physical health are suffering. You don't even really recognize the person in the mirror. Does this sound familiar? So 3 things to think about for when it's time to go and when to tell your boss to shove it. First off, are your affairs in order? How much runway do you actually have? How long can you last with absolutely no income whatsoever? Are there bills you could delay? Is there stuff you could sell? Do you have friends or family that could spot you for a month? What would you lose? Your house? Your car? Have you got 4 kids and they need to eat? See, this one really drives the rest. And quick aside, let's talk about the emergency fund. You know, the thing that all the boomers tell you that you need to have? I mean, seriously, what a joke. Like you've literally got 12 months of living expenses to spare that you can stick back in some emergency fund somewhere. Even if you did have the money saved, it's just sitting in the bank losing 10% a year right now due to inflation, right? The thing is, though, the more you do have, the sooner you can tell your boss to shove it. So you really need to start working on this. Now, real quick, take a second to like and subscribe. It helps others find these messages, and there's so many people that we need to help. So help us help them. Like and subscribe and reach out to me on LinkedIn. Okay, so once you have some idea how you would survive without a job, and I mean how, or how long you have until you must find another job, now we can go on to the next 2 steps. So second off, have you given them a chance to correct the problem? And I know what you're thinking, Zane, they're not going to listen. Well, here's my question for you. Does your boss's boss know what's going on? See, I worked at a place where the boss was a massive alcoholic. And the thing is, until I actually spoke up to someone, the bosses didn't know how bad it actually was. And when I did step up, I figured out who I could survive and how long I could survive without the job. And then I went to the boss's boss and I laid out all the issues. And I'd actually gotten a few other bosses in other departments to see the issues and say they would back me. Well, ultimately, they looked at what was going on and they ended up letting him go. And after that, we had an amazing run at this place. So had I just left without speaking up, there's a lot of people's lives that would have been different. So my question is, have you let them know what's going on? See, as a boss now and someone who's running an engineering company, I'll tell you straight up, I don't always know exactly what's going on. See, I'm seeing things from an entirely different perspective where I sit, and I need you to speak up to give me a chance to fix things. Now, the key in this is you need to speak facts. You need to show specifics. You need to be very clear. And then you also need to be prepared to be walked out the door. And you know what? That's okay because you were planning on leaving anyway, right? Okay, so we know how long we can last and what our runway is, and we have a plan to let them know and give them a chance to fix it. So now, third off, And see, I'm going to leave it up to you when to do number 2 and number 3. See, for me, I would speak up first and give them a chance before I went to the extremes of the rest of this, because I'm pretty certain I could have another job in a few minutes. And most of the time in these situations, I've confirmed that before I go speak up. So I would speak up to be clear what is wrong and that I need to see these changes. And if I didn't like what they did next, well, then I'd move on to 3. Now, for some of you, though, the situation might be toxic and you may not have your family and your expenses covered, so you need to do this third one before speaking up. Okay, so third off is ask yourself, what options do we have? See, it's time to go get your job, right? It's time to get 3 or 4 offers. It's time to interview on sick days. It's time to sneak out at lunch for interviews. It's time to call friends and talk to people and reach out on LinkedIn. But Zane, what if I'm found out and they fire me? Well, you were planning on leaving anyway, right? So there's nothing lost. See, most of the time, they need you and they're actually probably going to match any offer that you find. And I'm going to do a whole video on that in the future as to whether you accept the matching offer. So let's review. Number 1, extend your runway. Find a way to create some time for you to look for other jobs and some time to give them a chance to fix the issue. Number 2, speak up. See, things might not change, but maybe others hate the boss too, so do what is best for the company that also helps you. And then number 3, let's get together options and offers and other paths. Now, with all that going and in place, we're finally to the answer to the question. When do you tell your boss to shove it? Well, you don't. See, you're better than that. You ever hear the expression, don't wrestle with a pig in mud because they're going to enjoy it and you're just going to get muddy? See, you don't want to burn any bridges because you never know what's going to happen in the future. See, maybe they fire the boss and hire you back. Maybe they bring you in as a contractor to help them fix it in the aftermath at 4 times your normal rate. See, you want to keep your doors open. You're an engineer and you're better than them. Show them up by being extremely graceful and living a better life. See, burning the place to the ground might be fun in the moment, but it can harm you for years to come. Do not let them win. Do you have a real asshole for a boss? Don't let them win. Beat them by being classy and graceful in your exit and helping it be a better place. See, they will look like an ass and you will look great in the eyes of your other coworkers. And who knows, the VP of engineering may be about to quit too, and if they see you exit gracefully and trying to help set the place up for work without you, you might just get an offer from them when they move to another job. Okay, so now let's put this into practice. Your boss hounds you, they micromanage you, they really make every day a treasury. So what do? Number 1, we're going to find a way to be able to last a month without income. Cut expenses, sell stuff, get money from friends, stack your credit cards and figure out how long you can make it. Number 2, we're going to gather evidence of the who, what, when, and where, and what effect it has on the company. Then you're going to ask for 10 minutes with your boss's boss. Ask them to lunch or a video call, something where you can talk to them directly. And say, hey, I really appreciate working here. I just wanted to let you know about something. And I seem to be in an impasse about it, and I'm not real sure what to do. I'm hoping you can help me. See, Dave has me in 11 meetings a day for the same stuff over and over, and I'm only able to put in about 2 hours of work a day actually working, and I've mentioned it to him on 3 occasions now, and I've showed him my timesheets, and literally all he did was yell at us. Is there something we could do to fix this before everyone quits? Now that's pretty clear, right? That gives them a chance to really know what's going on and to potentially fix it. Now back to your 1, 2, 3. 3, it's time to start looking for jobs. Be pretty clear to the boss's boss when you speak to them that you're doing this. You're doing this now. So don't even worry about being found out, because if nothing changes, you're going to turn in your notice. And turn it in and give them a week or 2 if they want it. A transition's always good. You don't want to burn a bridge. You want to help people out. And then go on about your life and be amazing. Okay, so moral of the story. If it's illegal or unsafe, get the hell out of there. Figure it out. Reach out to me for help if needed. If the place just sucks, well, 1, build a runway, 2, give them a chance to fix it, and 3, find some options. Now remember, and I've said this in other videos, 1 option is no choice, 2 is a dilemma, and 3 is actually a choice. And then finally, be classy when you go. Your grace under pressure will do wonders for your character and showing them that you cannot be beaten down. See, win by being amazing. I'm Zane with Zane Engineers Life, and we'll make you better.